You can earn thousands of dollars a month in passive income owning oil and gas royalties. But are they a risky investment? Should you consider diversifying? Let's talk about it. Howdy folks, my name is Stephen Hatcher and I'm the creator of Minerals Guy. I'm a professional mineral buyer and oil and gas attorney, and I have over a decade of experience buying, selling, and developing oil and gas properties all across the country. I created Minerals Guy to help mineral owners just like you learn more about minerals as an asset class and to help you better manage your mineral rights. My company also acquires thousands of acres of mineral rights all across the country every year by creating win-win solutions for the clients we serve. Oil and gas royalties are awesome assets to own on your personal balance sheet, and I'm not here to say that they aren't. After all, who doesn't love the idea of mailbox money? Checks that just appear in the mail month after month after month. And if you own producing mineral rights, you're part of a pretty exclusive club of Americans who either inherited or purchased property with oil and gas in the ground. But the oil and gas sector is infamous for its volatility. And if you've owned producing minerals for a while, you know that mineral ownership can be a roller coaster ride. And today we're here to talk about the three biggest risks that are gonna affect the size of your royalty checks and the value of your mineral rights. Make sure you stay tuned until the end of this video and I'll share how my company helps mineral sellers all across the country to achieve their financial goals. So the first risk to consider is price risk. And when we say price, we're talking about the global commodities of oil and natural gas. As a mineral and royalty owner, you have direct exposure to these commodities, and this can be both a good thing and a bad thing. When the price of oil goes up, your royalty checks go up. But when the price of oil goes down, your royalty checks go down with it. Oil and natural gas are two of the most volatile assets that there are, and the price can swing hard in both directions. One day, the price of crude is $100 and the next day it's 40. One day, natural gas is trading north of $7 per MMBTU, and on a day like today, it's trading at $1.70 per MMBTU. It's a roller coaster ride. Oil and natural gas are global commodities that are impacted by things like the US economy, wars in the Middle East, the Chinese real estate market, and the whims of Saudi princes. As a mineral owner, you have no control over the price and it can change on a dime. And the cash flows produced from your minerals are gonna change with it. For example, let's say that you're a mineral owner in Louisiana and you're making $5,000 a month at $4 per MMBTU natural gas. If the price of natural gas drops to $2 or below, the amount of your monthly royalty check is gonna be cut in half. So the second risk to think about is production risk. So how much oil and natural gas your wells will produce. So production risk refers to things like what happens if your well goes down? What happens if your well underperforms other wells in the area? In addition, oil and gas well production declines through time. Just like other natural resources, the amount of oil and natural gas that will be produced from a well is finite. For example, natural well decline for a shale well will be anywhere between 60 and 80% within the first 2 years of that well coming online. So the third risk to consider is time risk. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let me give you an example. Let's say that you own 200 acres in DeSoto Parish, Louisiana. An operator drilled a well on your tract 10 years ago. Your monthly royalty checks started really high, but they've since declined to almost nothing. You know the resources in the ground, you just don't know when the next well is gonna be drilled. It could be next year or 10 years from now. I actually helped a gentleman last year that was in this exact predicament. He was in his early 70s and he had been waiting for years for that next well to get drilled. And he told me, it's great that I own these minerals, but by the time I get the cash, I'm gonna be too old to do anything with it. And this really gets to an important aspect of mineral ownership. In most cases, you have no control over when that next well is gonna be drilled. And in this regard, your minerals are 100% passive. So now that we've talked about all these risks, what do you do with that information? Well, you need to think about your minerals as a component of your personal balance sheet and total investment holdings. How does that asset stack up against other assets that you own? And I tell people all the time, if your minerals make up a significant portion of your net worth, you would be crazy not to consider selling down a portion and investing that capital back into more stable assets like stocks, a bond portfolio, or even a fixed annuity. At the end of the day, it's about making your mineral rights work for you and not the other way around. And this is exactly what my company does. We help to educate and tailor custom solutions for mineral owners all across the country. If you're a mineral owner and you're ready to diversify your portfolio, click the link below to find out what your minerals could be worth. And if you want to see more content about mineral rights and oil and gas investing, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to our channel.